You won't believe it. This discovery left Nick deep in thought. They were puzzled by the meaning of that empty transport truck. And speaking of trucks, I just snagged a second-hand BYD tank for over 120,000. What a steal. It's smoother than a new car, and I can flaunt it wherever I go. Second-hand electric cars depreciate fast. A steal. Choose Squazzy for used cars. Smart move. Marcus, monitoring the police, brought back the scene photos, and with a little work at Melliman's, getting info was a piece of cake. They quickly nailed down Nick's info with zero effort. He's practically a superhero at the LAPD, cracking more robbery cases than you can count. So, having knowledge of Nick was of great importance for them to successfully carry out their next magic act. Subtitles: An insider has emerged on the scene, so Nick must quickly locate that empty truck. Here comes the dramatic moment. Following clues, Nick arrived at the bar opposite the central bank, set for a drunk interrogation. The drinks are cheap, and police and bank guards often hang out here after a few too many. They spill secrets like it's happy hour, talk about blessed by the god of booze. Nick played it cool, realizing the robbers might be in the know about the truck's movements, then casually strolled out of the bar. Subtitles: 3 hours later, Siohe was supposed to get off work, but when he woke up, he found himself lying in a hotel bed. What a surprise. Nick showed up with a photo, and there they were ready for a duet performance. Siohe was arrested at 17 for a little accident, and post-prison, he snagged California's fastest speeding ticket. Talk about speed demon. Martin started to threaten Siohe, claiming he'd send him back to prison for a weight loss package. Siohe wasn't fazed. He insisted Melliman was just drinking at the bar, no deep secrets known. Under pressure, Nick gave him a chokehold special, asking if he ever raced on a track. Just as Siohe was about to pass out, Nick finally let go, and Siohe got a taste of true terror. He confessed he was just the driver, completely in the dark about the rest of the plan, like an innocent bystander. Siohe had no clue why the robbers wanted the empty truck. Melliman was just interested in his rides. He had been involved in the sports arena heist, didn't realize how exciting it could be to be included. Nick decided to let Siohe go about his life, saying he'd reach out if needed. Such an understanding. On his way home, Siohe received a call from Melliman, prepped for another meetup. The next morning, Melliman came to pick up Siohe. They were off to their new target, the Federal Bank. This bank had never been successfully robbed. What a tough cookie. The streets around the bank were monitored. If anyone lingered over 2 minutes, there was no escaping it. Security was top-notch, with 3 heavily guarded checkpoints. Talk about ironclad protection. The money had traps. Each bill was recorded in the federal database. Surveillance is everywhere. If that bill showed up, they could identify the holder in 5 minutes. Practically a sci-fi movie. Every day, nearly 300 million in cash gets destroyed. A shocking numbers game. They planned to steal that cash and make a clean getaway. Like the harder the bone, the more I want to chew it. The mission was to get those bills without getting shredded. Definitely a fight for survival. Nick's team started investigating Melliman's crew, and boy, what a band of heroes it was. Their fingerprints were left at the last heist, and the tickers had a wild discovery. Definitely supervillain material. These folks hailed from different parts of America, all seasoned mobsters, definitely not to be taken lightly. Melliman and Lovo were former Navy SEALs, with skills so sharp they could practically slice through steel. Kinda terrifying. The heist methods of Melliman's gang were shockingly skillful. Nick thought it had villain vibes all over it. The cases Nick uncovered had deep ties to Melliman's gang, truly arch nemesis. Other members of Melliman's crew had never been caught. This was truly a game gone wild. They were about to face a messy pursuit, with everything set up flawlessly. These geniuses were ready for anything. Melliman was going all out, scouting every detail for the heist. Practically operated like an intel expert. Subtitles: They planned to target the power system, just like a scheme from a sci-fi villain. But they had to keep the blackout under 2 minutes. Talk about a timing game. Once they hit the key zone, the only worry was the cameras, and oh boy, did they ever trick up their sleeves. They use CMP to disable surveillance. All fails within 9. Amazing. After reading, Sayo posed as a delivery guy to start his new role. After passing through tight security checks, he successfully reached the 2nd floor calf, handing over the delivery like a fish in water. In a day, his identity changed multiple times. Savoring turned to transform joy, he took another delivery bag into the restroom. Seeing no one inside, he cleverly stashed the delivery into the vent, easy hiding. He strutted out of the bank. Anna, Nick, and the crew were lurking nearby. Talk about a guilty thief. Next noon, Sayo met Nick at a clothing store and learned Melaman planned death next Friday. A leak of intel. Nick realized this was huge intel, prepping for action right away. And hey, don't forget to subscribe.